Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to delete everything in the scene. You're going to do that by pressing A and then X and then delete. Also, you can see whatever I click in the bottom right. Now we're going to press Shift A and we're going to add a circle. Click this box in the bottom left and we're going to make the vertices 128, just like that. Now we are going to scale this a little bit on the y-axis. So to do that, you're going to press S and then Y, and you're going to move it just a little bit. Just make it a little oval. Maybe right there is good. Now I'm going to press Tab to go into edit mode. As you can see in this top left, it says edit mode. If it says object mode, make sure to switch it. Now we're going to press E to extrude, and we're going to press Z to extrude on the Z axis. I'm going to go right here, just kind of eyeballing it. I'm going to press F to fill. And now we're going to press Control R to make a incision cut. We're going to cut the geometry with this. So now I'm going to left click and I'm going to slide it down right there. And you'll see why we do this later in the video. Left click to deselect everything. Now we are going to press Alt left click on this bottom loop. Now what I really want to do is I want to scale this loop to the side like a hat. But the issue is if I scale it, it's going to look like this. Don't do it, which is not what we want because then it's kind of moving up. So I'm going to right click to get out of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to press E to extrude. Now that we've extruded this, when I right click, it sends the geometry at the exact same starting point. So now we have two vertices every time it looks like we have one. We have double the geometry. So now when we press S, it scales flat instead of upwards or downwards. And we are going to kind of eyeball this. I'm going to go right there. I think that looks pretty good. Now what we're going to do is every time I make a mesh, I press A and then I press Shift N to recalculate the normals. And with everything selected, you're going to press Alt E and extrude faces along normals. Hold Shift and move the mouse up. And what this does is it adds some geometry to our flat mesh. Instead of being flat, now we have a real 3D hat. It's got some thickness to it, looks a lot better. Now go back into edit mode with Tab, select 3 on top, or you can simply click face select up here, left click to deselect everything. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Alt left click on this bottom circle here that we made earlier. Now if you press Shift D, we can make a duplicate copy. Now if you right click, it sends it back to its original starting point. But I want to separate this from the hat. So to do that, I'm now going to press P and then I'm going to click selection. And what this does is it separates this ribbon from the hat. Now if I press Tab, you'll see we have two different objects here. You can click on the ribbon, you can click on the hat. Now let's name these just to stay professional. I'm going to name this ribbon. You just simply double click up here on the right. I'm going to name this hat. Now to add some thickness to this ribbon, I'm going to press Tab, A, and then Alt E. Extrude faces along normals. And that looks perfect right there. Now that we've got that done, let's shade smooth. Click on the hat, right click, shade smooth. And whenever you shade smooth, you're going to see some really weird shading going on right now. It looks a little too dark. It looks a little strange. So to fix that, you're going to click on Object Data Properties and right here. And you're going to click on Normals and then Auto Smooth. And that fixes everything. Now you don't see those little faces anymore, but you can also see the big face. So it just smoothens it better. Now we're going to do the same thing for the ribbon. As you can see, we have these little tiny faces here, and we want to get rid of those. So right-click, Shade Smooth, Object Data Properties, Auto Smooth, and just like that, everything is looking very smooth. Let's round the side of this hat. Click on the hat, click Tab, click 2. The shortcut is 2, or you can click on Edge Select up here, and we're going to Alt left click this top right here, and I'm going to press Control B. Control B bevels whatever it is you have clicked. Now, if you hold Shift and drag, you'll see we're able to bevel this edge. If you use your mouse wheel, you can add more geometry to round it more. I'm going to do that. Just like that, I used my mouse wheel and just rounded it. Left click when you're done. Looking good. I'm going to Alt select the bottom one, Control B, hold down Shift, and perfect. Now look at that. The hat is very rounded. We're back in object mode, by the way. And this right here is how you 3D model a hat. Thanks for watching, guys.